see places you've been to, but you see it from the water side. So you don't often get that opportunity. Back in the late 1800s, this was actually a railroad turnout. So there were railroad tracks that came out. It was like a switchover. So you pull the train out to the edge, then when you go back, you get on a different track. So these were all trains on this pier. So this pier has been here for a long time. South Boston used to be known as South Bay. It was literally part of the harbor, okay? See the rock retaining wall? Anytime you see a rock retaining wall, I want you to think this phrase, man-made land. If you look around the harbor right now, everywhere you can see land that's touching the water, that's all man-made land. There is no original land in sight right now touching the water. Boston is literally built on 75% man-made land. It is absolutely mind-blowing. Terminal, very exciting. The most colorful, if not the most interesting part of the tour. The cranes, they would normally be a whole lot taller, but here's the problem. There's Logan Airport, and the flight path coming into Logan is right over those cranes. So there's a very serious height restriction. So those cranes will never get any higher. Way off in the distance, that's Dorchester. And there's a bay right in front of it. Anyone know the name of it? Dorchester Bay, there we go. See the hills beyond it? These are the Blue Hills, or the Great Blue Hills. Anyone ever heard of WGBH radio? Yeah? They take their name from the Great Blue Hills. GBH, Great Blue Hills. You see the giant broadcasting antenna? GBH owns that antenna. So this is George's Island coming up. But you can see the walls behind it. That's all part of the fort. Huge parade ground in the middle. Very cool place to visit. Lots of history. Really cool to walk around. And there's a very scary dark tunnel. Yes. Anyone been in there? Field trip? Yeah, figured. So this lighthouse, the first lighthouse ever built in this country, back in 1716. So what do you think they called it? Built here in Boston. Boston Light. It is the oldest continuously manned lighthouse in the country. All right. The Nantucket Light ship. This is my favorite boat in the harbor. This was literally a floating lighthouse. See the anchor up on the bow there? Hanging off the bow? That's called a mushroom anchor. It weighs over 3,000 pounds. And right in here is where thousands upon thousands, did I say thousands? I did. Thousands of immigrants landed back in the 1840s, 1850s. You've all heard of the Irish potato famine? Well, the Irish left Ireland to come here to Boston because we're 2 days closer than New York. So we were the second largest port of immigration in the country, right here in Boston. And they landed in here. There was Old Immigration Hall that's been torn down. They'd be processed through Old Immigration Hall. They would go up the hill, up the golden stairs they were called. They weren't made of gold, but they led to the land of golden opportunity. So a dock floats in the water, goes up and down with the tide, right? So right in there you can see the dock. High tide, it goes up. Low tide, it goes down, right? So it's always at water level. A wharf, like over where the monument is, the wharf is built on granite blocks. filled in the middle with earth. Last many lifetimes, all right? A pier, appearing before us now, folks, wood pilings. And as you can see, they don't last as long, right? So that's the difference between a dock, a wharf, and a pier. Right there is the illustration of old, dirty Boston Harbor, new, clean Boston Harbor, reflected in the development on the waterfront. The waterfront now is a total destination. People want to come down to the harbor because it's beautiful, it's clean, something to celebrate and be part of. So it's all reflected in the buildings as well. Just a cool juxtaposition right there. The name of the bridge is the Mystic Tobin Bridge. Mystic for the river it spans. Tobin for Governor Tobin, who wanted the bridge to be built. That's the longest bridge in New England. It doesn't look very long. It's primarily a land bridge. It doesn't come down until you're almost in Revere. You see the monument behind the rigging? See that view, the monument behind the Constitution? Take a look at that, all right? Now take a look at the bridge over here. See the design? That's the inspiration for the bridge, is the Bunker Hill Monument and the rigging of the Constitution. So, Constitution, the USS Constitution, the oldest commissioned warship afloat in the world. And afloat is the important designation because there's one in England that's even older, but it's not afloat. So, Constitution built in 1797, right over there at the Coast Guard station. And she never lost a single one of her 42 battles. So that is Boston's official undefeated team right there.
My favorite part of today was learning about how most of the land here in the bay is made up of man-made land. I personally really liked learning about George's Island and all of the history that it has on it.
My favorite part of today's trip was the start when we were riding past Southie, because I've lived in Southie my whole life and I didn't know that it used to be just all bay and then they filled it in. I was really excited to learn more about the place I've lived.